welcome back to the Meet Your Kind of Midwest podcast. I want to get into a couple of events that happened over the weekend. On Friday, I told y'all we are going to have a boxing match. We had Broner versus Blair Cobb. Broner was the underdog in this fight, and he fought like the underdog. Ugly fight. Damn, man. I went on FanDuel. Usually I do a parlay or whatever. All week it's been saying he was the underdog. So I'm like, you know what? I believe my boy get the job done. I get back on there, I get the message that say, oops, not available no more. So I'm like, oh shit, they didn't snatch the fight off there. The fight's still happening. They took the bet off, so I couldn't even bet on him, but it's a good thing I didn't because he simply got his ass whooped. He got out punched, he got outclassed, and he looked horrible up in there. I will say, to his credit, I want to say they did a 10-round fight around maybe 6 or 7, when he was clearly down by 5 rounds. He started fighting like the old AB. He started putting his punches together, putting pressure on Cobb. But he got dropped the second round with a flushed. I want to say it was with an overhand left, sent his ass to the canvas, knocked his fucking front tooth out. His mouthpiece went flying, his tooth went the other way. This nigga went looking for his tooth. He said, fuck the mouthpiece, let me find my tooth. Nigga tried to pick up his tooth. The ref picked up his mouthpiece for him. And like I said, after that, man, he just said he looked horrible until he started to fight later on in the fight. For some reason, he thought that he won this fight. I don't know what the fuck would make him think that. If you get dropped in a fight and you don't out-punch or outland more punches than your opponent, you didn't win the fight. It's clear as day. Cobb was in there showboating. He was doing what AB usually do to people. He was in there showboating, nigga. And like I said, man, he just got outclassed. I know I hate to down people. I try to root for all boxers. More importantly, the black boxers that came up from the hood and all that type of stuff. They had a crazy background story. And like I said, AB, before this fight, he was 35-3. The only fights he had lost was to Pacquiao, Sean Porter, and Marcos Medina, I want to say. And ever since, them quality fighters, those are guys that were top 10 in the division at the time. Ones that could have, I think 2 out of 3 had belts and had great records. And to fight somebody that, now, AB was out for a year. He ain't fought for a year. Blair Cobb hasn't fought for 2 years. So you would think the one that ain't fought for the longest would be a little bit rusty. And he just came in there, like I said, he made it look easy. He, like I said, outlanded him with the punches. Just schooled him the whole fight. That second round when he dropped him, it was ugly, man. Like I said, Broner ain't even see it coming. He went ass up. You know, if you get punched and you assed up in the fight, then you know it's about to be a long night. Like I said, later on in the fight, I think after 5 rounds, Calvin, Tank's coach, was telling him, look, dog, you down, man. You need to do something. And that's when he started fighting. I think he maybe won 2 or 3 rounds out of the whole fight. So the fight didn't go as expected. Like I said before, I hate to say this, but this is the time AB needs to retire. He said this was his last run. You can't start your last run off with a loss. Not in my book, you can't. As a boxing fan, if you lose to somebody that nobody's never heard of, then it's time to go, man. He got his fucking front tooth knocked out. After the fight, I think on Instagram, he posted a picture saying that he had a fractured shoulder and something wrong with his hand or whatever. The way that he made it seem was that this happened before the fight. When to me, that's complete bullshit. You got your shoulder knocked out when you got knocked on your ass and when you was trying to get up with your elbow. That's probably what the fuck happened. But overall, Broner did not look good. I was hoping that if he won this fight, they would get him off this Don King promotion shit and get him back into PBC or Showtime. I don't know, Showtime Doublewood, I want to say. But get him back on the main box and get him on the zone. He should be able to fight somebody, man. He should be able to fight on the undercard or something. But AB was entertaining, man. He had a great run. I think he got a little too cocky. Like he said, he started drinking too much, messing with all these different women, letting the fame go to his head, bringing all these rappers out. Speaking of that, this nigga bought Rick Ross out. If you walking out to Rick Ross, you got some bread. You about to get paid. You about to have an easy work day, man. Like I said, he just didn't look good. Got knocked down in the second round. So, like I said, he probably won 2 or 3 rounds. I am going on record saying that Broner needs to retire. I think that he knows this as well. If you can't beat somebody nobody's ever heard of, I don't see nobody call and give you no money fights. I want to say he made 1.5 off this fight. Blair Cobb made 500K. It was a belt on the line, people's belt, whatever. You know how they get to making about these random belts. But now I believe that Blair Cobb should go on and fight on somebody's main card. Maybe, like I said, maybe as an underdog, lower in the cards, and work his way up. He just beat a solid fighter. But like I said, this is not the AB that we know and love. Like I said, great career, man. I was just very disappointed that he went out sad like that. If he does have another fight in him, I'm hoping that they give him some bum, somebody washed up that he can just beat the brakes off of and call it a career, because that's what most boxers want to do, is go out with the head held high with a win, going out the door. But if this is it, salute to Adrian Broner on a great career. Hopefully he learned from his mistakes. I'm thinking as he gets older, he's going to look back on this and like, damn, if only I could have did this different, had these people in my corner and not have let all this shit go to my head, maybe my boxing career could have went a little bit different. That's all I got for the fight, man. Tank Davis and Frank Martin this next week, weekend coming up. I will get back into the predictions with that fight later on in the week. After I get done at the press conference and the weigh-in and stuff, I want to check their temperature and see who look right, who look a little bit off and stuff. That's what that's a part of my judgment when it comes to these predictions. Is you gotta see how everybody look in the weigh-in. Did they make weight? Do they look confident? They talking confident? They stuttering all over the place? Because if they looking bad during that time, it's gonna be ugly in that ring 9 times out of 10. Most of the boxing fans know that. Like I said before, like, share, subscribe to the Meet You from the Midwest podcast for your latest boxing updates on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. The other sport event I wanted to get into is the NBA Finals. We are on game 2.